I would say I don't have any coin in mind other than Bitcoin. I think mass adoption for blockchain tech-wise, it's still quite far. The initial capital is 250k, right? But for a young person, 250k is like way out lah, right?
Too much.
Yeah, correct. The technology. So I'm a big believer of the technology itself.
I see.
Yeah, not that I'm not a Bitcoin hodler in that sense, but like I think it's the technology that will revolutionize and change the space dramatically.
Welcome back everyone and IBW podcast with I'm Rian from CoinFolks and we have Marcus here.
Yes.
From Digital.
Yep.
I'm sorry, where you come from?
Berasal dari Singapura.
Berasal dari Singapura.
Yes,
you can speak bahasa a bit lah ya.
Yeah, sikit.
Sikit. Okay. Marcus, nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you.
By the way, maybe in this section we're going to talk about Digital and what you currently build.
Yeah.
About infrastructure in blockchain and other things. But before we go, maybe you can tell me about Digital a bit.
So we are blockchain infrastructure, provide and services mainly our parent company, which is Phillip Capital, a traditional brokerage house across 15 different countries globally. So we have a lot of rich background. I think 49 years. Next year it's our 50th anniversary. And so whether it comes to TradFi, bonds, money market funds, stocks and equities. So we are looking towards tokenization of these TradFi products to make them digital and for distribution in the different areas in the crypto space.
Okay, sure. Interesting. Talking about the industry, I mean like Digital is infrastructure, maybe working with a lot of company who maybe want to tap into Web3 from Web2 and other things. I just want to know your opinion about the current situation. I mean like a shifting trend in Web3, I think it's very fast. I mean like we see AI in early
and then Web4 now.
Web4, RW design, maybe design science and other things. In your opinion, what's you currently pretty bullish in? What sector you think it will still good until now?
Bullish, I would say I'll split it into two, where one is bullish and one is for a long-term stay.
Sure.
Right. So bullish, the bullish sector now hot in the news is definitely cryptocurrency, right? Bitcoin is at an all-time high, 92k I think last I checked. And that is bullish. But as we all know, cryptocurrency, there's always the ups and downs, right? All of us don't know when the bull market will last until. And when the bear market comes, it tends to come quite suddenly. But in terms of long-term bullishness, and like I think that's always a trend up where it's less of a roller coaster ride. I think it's the coming in of TradFi and institutional players, right? Because these guys are like the amount of cash that they have liquid, it's like much more than your typical retail that's just buying Bitcoin on a crypto centralized exchange, right? And it's like hundreds of millions. It's even bigger than your typical venture capitals in the crypto space, right? Typical VCs in crypto space is considered small in the eyes of like real asset managers, like people like BlackRock, and also like all your private reserves from your different countries all around the world. And them investing into the technology. So I'm a big believer of the technology itself.
I see.
Not that I'm not a Bitcoin hodler in that sense, but like I think it's the technology that will revolutionize and change the space dramatically.
Interesting. But I think currently there is a lot of people thinking there is still a lot of barrier. I mean like from blockchain to can hit the mass adoption and other things. I mean like maybe we know layer 1, layer 2, modular blockchain, other things. But still a lot of people considering and still thinking that what is Bitcoin, what is Ethereum. What do you see about this thing? I mean, like, are we still far from mass adoption, especially Indonesia and Singapore, or what do you think about it?
I think mass adoption for blockchain tech-wise, it's still quite far. Yeah, because like there's a lot of legacy ledgers, your legacy database and systems that will take a lot of time to change. But in terms of mass adoption of cryptocurrency itself, where even your big fund managers and asset managers are calling their private clients, right, saying like, Bitcoin is at 92K, like stop worrying about it, like allocate at least like 1% to 5% of your portfolio. Yeah, I think it's becoming more prevalent where Bitcoin is here to stay, and also there's mass adoption to at least park your 1% to 5% of your entire net worth and portfolio into Bitcoin, where if Bitcoin doubles or triples, right, it can significantly pull up the performance of your entire portfolio. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, talking about Symphony Digital, I want to know about what's your guys currently work in. Do you build something with your client or the thing? Maybe you can tell some success, interesting story that.
So we are in the midst of more business agreements and decisions with various partners. But what we currently have at the moment is kind of like institutional marketplace for tokenized digital assets. Right. So this tokenized digital assets depends on the what comes into our pipeline. So things like fundraising for big matches.
Okay.
Yeah, I shall not name names. Yeah, and also like maybe real estate. So real estate in Singapore, it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
Right. Because like there's a lot of, it's an Asian culture, right? Holding like either stocks or real estate that gives you a passive income, passive dividends. And so like places like Japan, Singapore, I'm not exactly sure about the real estate state in Indonesia. Yeah, but these are things which we are looking to tokenize and then offer it to our end clients. Yeah, be it whether it's your institutional, professional, accredited investors.
Yeah, talking about tokenization, there's a lot of case. I mean, like, we can talk that currently hot in this industry. Tokenization in real estate, tokenization bonds, stocks, or maybe for crowdfunding for businesses.
Yeah.
What do you think the most best case for tokenization in your opinion?
I think the base case for tokenization is that honestly, it doesn't really open up liquidity, but it's giving access to your retail clients or your man on the street to have more diversified portfolio of investments, right? In a sense where it's a bit like, I see it as a bit like blockchain crypto. They typically put it as a young people thing, right? But if you look at research and data and stats, your typical average Joe doesn't invest as much as a crypto native, right? And if I were to put it quite plainly, it's also like your crypto native that is investing in meme coins and on Solana, Palm.farm, like it's not for the long term lah in that sense, right? You just need one hit and like your entire portfolio gets wiped out, right? But it's that move of offering tokenized digital assets to these people on the street, where you can, in my opinion, you actually can increase the net worth of your entire population, where you onboard a huge number of young people who are very not crypto savvy, technology savvy, and they can easily just click a few buttons and like just invest like your $500, $100 in your tokenized bonds, for example, right? Because the typical tokenized bond, typical TradFi bond, the initial capital is 250K, right? But for a young person, 250K is like way out lah, right?
Too much.
Yeah, correct. And so like it's just moving your entire population to invest in products which can reap return for the entire population, where it grows the economy lah in that sense, right? Rather than like spending on like your typical goods and services where it's for a current enjoyment. Yeah, that's in my opinion. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. But I just want to know, since you're from Singapore, we're close, not far. But I just want to know, what currently, the most topics that hot in Singapore that a lot of crypto natives talking about right now. Is it memes or airdrop or other
I think
thing?
memes are. I think it's quite been a huge stay since Pump.farm launch on Solana. I think it's about slightly more than 6 months, 8 months ago. Yeah, and in Singapore, so we had a Singapore FinTech Festival just I think 1 week or 2 weeks ago, and I think what has been huge in terms, especially to those in power, authorities, regulators, it's pushing for sort of like a consortium blockchain where everybody it's like they call it a permission private or public blockchain, right? So it's a consortium of like partners where these partners are able to come into the network and then able to facilitate transactions, settlements, and things like that. And so if you say that, I could say that's hot in a sense where a lot of corporate companies, firms are trying to push to get access and also get into the game in that sense, right? They all want to get into the. It's like digitizing back then when it was just like paper and pen, and then after that fax, and then your companies move towards we need to get an IBM and a Pentium computer, right? And so then now more and more companies are moving towards I need to get a bit of blockchain, sprinkle a little bit of AI on my
AI-powered
company website, things like that, right? Just to not necessarily get ahead of the curve, but at least to move along with the trend. Yeah.
Okay, by the way, Marcus, I think one last question.
Yeah.
But it's NFA, financial advice. But
yes,
I just
definitely.
ask this to all of our speakers.
Yeah.
Just for fun, I want to know your opinion. If you only can hold one token for your entire life, what will you hold beside Bitcoin and Ethereum? What will you choose? Only one for
Bitcoin.
in
Wow,
Bitcoin and Ethereum excluded. What coin?
Wow. That's a very tough one. Because honestly, before you said Bitcoin and Ethereum, I was gonna say Bitcoin.
I excluded because I know everyone will say Bitcoin and Ethereum, but do you have any that will you hold for your entire life?
My entire life. That's a very huge question. I would say I don't have any coin in mind other than Bitcoin. Yeah.
So Bitcoin only.
Yes, only Bitcoin. If it's like the entire lifetime, it's really just
so
Bitcoin only.
Bitcoin or no? Yeah.
Yes, correct. Yeah,
Bitcoin or no coin.
Nothing at all. Yeah.
Nice answer. Yeah.
By
the way, thank you, Marcus, for your time.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Enjoy IBW, enjoy Indonesia.
Yes.
Is this first time in Indonesia or no?
Sorry?
Is it your first time in Indonesia or?
No, I've been to Indonesia quite a few times. Climbed Mount Bromo, been to Bali. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Enjoy the event and hope you can see you again another time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.